Crypto Kids, this is an emergency video. In about 1 hour's time, the Fed is going to announce the interest rate decision, but more importantly, we're going to find out if quantitative tightening is ending or not. If you don't know what that is, make sure to stick around until the end of today's video. Trust me, it's going to be worth your time. I want to focus on the CME gap, which is about to close exactly as predicted. And not only do we have the FOMC, there's more today. We have the largest earnings announcements from the largest companies in the stock market, including Meta, Microsoft, Google. We know that Bitcoin is correlated to the S&P, and we will stream both the earnings report and Fetcher Powell on the Moon Show channel. So the upcoming 2 hours, very volatile, and then the upcoming 10 hours also very volatile because President Trump will be meeting President Xi Jinping at 6 a.m. my time over here in Dubai. So a lot of craziness happening in a very short time span, and I want to make sure that you guys are prepared for all of this craziness. Before we go into anything in more detail, I would really appreciate if you guys destroy the like button and subscribe to become a crypto kid because we post daily videos. If there is more important stuff, then we make even more than daily videos. We make 2 or 3 videos, and I think that deserves a subscriber. We're very close to 60,000 subscribers. So if you've done that, let's begin with the charts, and then we'll get into the news that you need to be aware about. So firstly, the CME gap. We've been predicting the CME gap closure for the past 3-4 days. I've shared it on the Moon Show channel. I've shared it on the Crypto Kid channel. I've shared it on the Crypto Kids Telegram community. You can join it if you want to. It's completely for free. It's just that when I can't post videos or in between videos, I do post some updates on charts or breaking news. So make sure to follow the Telegram community here because it will give you extra insights in between the video content that we produce on this channel. So here I said that the gap closure was imminent. A lot of people mentioned that, because Bitcoin was pumping, a lot of people feel emotional and you don't want Bitcoin to close CME gaps if you're in long positions. And I can understand that. And most people say that we will come down and close in the bear market. But the fact is 95% of the time, CME gaps close. We had a double top. The breakout happened out of this symmetrical triangle / inverse head and shoulder over a weekend, and these patterns are notoriously known to produce fake outs. Another thing that we highlighted on the channel. And the thing that I did to prepare for all these events was to jump into a limit order around the CME gap, which I did, and my order got executed perfectly on Weeks. And if you want to sign up to Weeks, first link is in the description down below to get a 20% deposit bonus. And Pinex, if you want to try out their trading bots, incredible bonus there as well. But my limit order got filled very nicely. And I'm praying for an inverse head and shoulder here. It would be really, really nice. But apart from this order, I'm not going to be trading aggressively. I'm mostly in Bitcoin and Ethereum, very small other altcoin positions, mostly in Bitcoin and Ethereum, my personal portfolio, and on the Moon Show and CryptoKit portfolio. I'm mostly in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think there's going to be so much volatility within the next half a day that I just want to be chilling. The extra position that I have that has not been filled yet is now at 101.1. It was a 100.1 or 100.2, but I changed it since the moving average on the weekly time frame has now gone up in value. So the 54 simple is now trading at $101,000, and I moved up my limit order because that was what I was tracking. And if you're concerned about this volatility, I think focusing on the macro will reduce your anxiety. The only thing you need to know is if Bitcoin loses $100,000, it will be horrible. Okay? And as long as Bitcoin is above $100,000, more specifically $101,000 on the weekly candle, we're fine. In the very short term, you want to focus on the bull and bear market support band, but actually the 54 simple is quite enough. If you lose the 54 simple, then things will be turning into not great. Not greatness. I know that's not a word, but you don't want to lose the 54 simple moving average. As long as we're above 100K, we'll be fine. And the way that we're positioned allows us to be flexible because we've been opening positions since $77,000. So even if Bitcoin drops to 100, we'll still be profitable. So I'm willing to be a bit more flexible and focus on the macro approach. Before we call it a video, because I want to get it as soon as possible, I want this video to go out as soon as possible. The rates are very likely going to be cut And hopefully they're going to be introducing quantitative easing, which over the next few months should be great for altcoins. The interest rates will be cut by 25 basis points. In my opinion, you can see the 2-year bond is dropping. The yield is dropping. That is a front-running indicator that shows that the interest rate will also likely follow along. So expect a Fed rate cut. A 25 basis point cut within itself doesn't really change anything. So the only important thing about this conference really is to understand if quantitative tightening is ending or if it's not ending. And when we go into liquidity, in 2019, 2020, there was a lot of liquidity stress, which we are now more stressed liquidity-wise. And if you go into what happened on this white line, which highlights the Fed Reserve balance sheets, in that time of liquidity stress, they decided to go insane with quantitative easing, and a few months later, prices of assets like Bitcoin and like other altcoins, they started rocketing. Tonight will be the determinant of whether altcoin season is happening or if it's not happening. And it's really important that you pay attention to the next 12 hours, and I'm going to be breaking it down for you here on this channel and the Moonshow channel, like I always do. With that said, guys, enjoy the FOMC stream. I'll give you a bit of a Trump dance, and we can wish for the best. And I'll see you all very soon tonight on the Moonshow channel and or another update video here on this channel if something crazy ends up happening. So guys, take care, and as always, bye-bye.